Watch your live streams? Why is it so hard to get an audience? Will anyone ever buy your products or services? Well, today we will be answering your top live streaming questions. My name is Balasabas. I'm the partnership manager here at TubeBuddy, and I manage the TubeBuddy affiliate program, and I'm here with my co-host today, Doc Rock. We're filling in for Owen, who is at a fasting clinic working hard to beat his cancer into remission, and we wish him the best. And so this is the Business of Live video show. Our show today is brought to you by Restream. If you're not using Restream, then what the heck are you doing? We're supposed to be having a little video pop up right now, but if
Restream.io, you can broadcast your message on multiple social media platforms at the same time. And with the new Restream Studio, you can go live with custom branded graphics, a chat room that pulls all your conversations into one place, and many more features. So get started today on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and more. Just visit owenvideo.com/restream to get your free trial today.
Awesome. Okay, well, you can get started for free or upgrade your existing Restream account. Any paid plan, just go to epiclivevideo.com to get started. No purchase necessary. That's epiclivevideo.com. All right, so let's get started. Let me introduce my friend and co-host today, Doc Rock. If you haven't met him yet, he's the community manager over at Ecamm. He has a successful YouTube channel at Doc Boy. Just look it up. He's got over 11, almost 12,000 subs there now. He's the founder of Let's Get Live community, which helps people learn and grow together online. Doc, how's it going?
Aloha. Good to see you here, buddy.
I totally bombed that intro. Sorry, Owen, but
Doc,
because
like
Owen's like, what's happening?
Nobody can do intros like Owen, so we shouldn't even begin to try because it's not going to work. Like
exactly,
he is so masterful at that. So yeah,
I know.
We just do it our way.
I'm just a shadow of that. So Doc, let's jump right into it. Why is it so hard to grow an audience? Thoughts on it?
Okay, so my first question will always be the same question because I think it goes heavily missed, right? You have to start out from the very beginning and ponder this question to yourself. Are you creating for you? Or are you creating for them? Okay. Now, there are completely successful vanity channels. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm saying it at personality channel. Let's just use that. That's the safer terminology, where you're just creating day in the life and people are watching because they get to live vicariously through you. Understand, if you're going to do that, you have to be extremely interesting or have a circumstance that requires a little voyeurism from the outside, right? For instance, I live in Hawaii. I could probably get away with a follow me around Hawaii channel, right?
Yeah.
But I live in Hawaii and I don't surf. I don't jet ski. I don't fly with a thing that's like a sheet that looks like you're gonna die when you jump off of it. Hang glider,
a little jetpack thing. Yeah,
none of that stuff. No jetpack in the ocean. I don't mess with sharks. They taste fine. I'm not going down there. So, like, follow me living in Hawaii channel, dude in the basement working on YouTube videos. Nah, not even worth watching. So yeah, you have to have, if you're going to do that, you got to know it has to be something really, really out there. Gaming channels, right? Even if you're a world-class gamer, just having people watch you play, not interested. Tell them how they can get like you, millions of subs. And a lot of the gamer guys are like, no, I just want to play. I want people to see how good I am. Watch me, like take out these noobs and, but you're not showing people how to play the game. Sorry, man. Like, you're going to have a hard time growing. You might get there, but it's going to be extremely hard.
Yeah. No, that's true. It's like, this is a really good question. Why is it so hard to build an audience? Like, in many ways, it really isn't. Like, in many ways, like, we all know what to do, right? We need to bring value. We need to connect with people. We need to connect with the audience and understand them. So in many ways, it's not difficult. Like, I think there is, there's the mental block is like, how big of an audience? I think that's kind of the next question. Like, it's hard to build an audience. The word audience, I think, comes with some type of number. Some people, it's like 1,000 people. 100,000, whatever that number is, but like it's really not that hard to build an audience. Like you just create content. We all know, right? Like there's so much content out there teaching us how to build an audience, how to connect with people, how to build a community, what type of content to create. Like it's all there for us. It's just a matter of putting them into action. I think we were just talking before we went live, right, Doc? So it's like there's so much information coming at us. It's just really a matter of like, let's execute, let's put it into action, let's get consistent, and that audience will show up for us, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the audience of one, right?
that's it.
Sometimes that's the most important one.
That's it.
And it's funny, if you can take the audience of one and repeat that 1,000 times,
That's it.
you have a massively successful show, right? So, for instance, I can almost put money on, if I go to the streams of someone who's struggling to grow their audience and I watch them or I watch their replays, they're not out there going, hey, hey, what's up, Alicio? Good to see you here.
What's up,
Or
E?
going, hey, Paul Duncan, good to see you here. I'm not going to do the Owen high five because I'll butcher it. Like whatever, right? Like, so it sounds crazy, but those things really, 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 really work, right?
Yep.
And not even because you're playing, because I legit need to say hi to Paul and Alicio. Those are my people, right? But how did they become my people? Because they came to my streams and I conversate with them. And then now, Alicio and I talk probably at least once a week. Paul and I talk 4 or 5 times a week, guarantee once, that's automatic. But yeah, like this becomes part of your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Part of your community, part of like your social life almost. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, Doc, we are here. We're filling in for Owen. We are trying our best. We're definitely not we're not gonna do our we're not gonna do it completely, but we are.
Did
filling
you
in
see
for
my
Owen.
post? It takes 2 bald guys
That's right.
to cover for one Owen.
Couple of bald guys with glasses, and so we're filling in. So if you guys have any questions, then drop them in the chat. Doc will have all the answers. I'll ask him. Doc will have the answers. So drop your questions in the chat. I've got a couple questions for Doc, of course, around this topic, but I would rather ask your questions. And so, yes, please drop in the chat. Give this, live stream a like, share it out. We want to, really deliver today for Owen. So let's talk. Next question is, are my customers on YouTube? Now, as big as YouTube is, as just massive, like we're in this space, so we know how big YouTube is and the reach of YouTube. But there's still a lot of entrepreneurs, still a lot of people out there that are thinking, my audience is so specific, they're not on YouTube, they're not hanging out there.
Prove it.
What do you tell people? What do you tell people when they
I
say
tell
that
them
to
to
you,
prove it. Because 2.2 billion people on YouTube. Show me the person that's your client that's not on. If you prove it to me, I'll come up with a better answer. I'll try. But you really got to stop thinking that. I just doesn't make no sense. Because, okay, again, not everyone watches TV, so I do understand that. Every television sold in the last 5 years has a YouTube button on the remote.
Yeah.
And a Netflix. There's 2 buttons on the remote, YouTube, Netflix. Yep. You know what? There's not a Facebook button. Why? Because it doesn't work on TV.
That's right.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Like, no one wants to hear the facts because what they're trying to do, and I understand this. Anybody that has ever been married or dating or whatever, you have tried to bend something to the way you want it and didn't quite work out for you. It turns out that's not just in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was okay to just leave them socks right at the front door when I came in. Turns out, no, that doesn't work. You got to do it her way. Take the socks and put them where they go. Don't just leave them where you want to leave them if you want to remain happy. So, yeah, I'm sorry. You're not going to bend that one. I don't believe that.
No, I agree. There's, we could go down the rabbit hole of like all of the most niche YouTube channels that we've found out there. There's like so many. Like, oh, I didn't know that there would be an audience for this thing, this topic, so yeah, no, definitely I agree. If you prove it, prove it. Just like Doc said, if your customers aren't on YouTube, like prove it. Let's see. I'm sure you'll find them there. All right. There's questions coming up, so please keep them coming. I got a couple more for Doc, and then we're going to go into the chat here and ask some of these questions. On the topic of YouTube, Doc, if somebody is, sort of back and forth, should they stream to YouTube or Facebook? What's your thoughts on that
This is my favorite. This is my favorite. I was laughing, you guys, because this is one of my favorite questions,
Yes, it
and
is.
I have heavy opinions about this. Okay, these are my. I don't even want to give you the out that these are my opinions. Do what you think works for you.
The
No,
disclaimer. Yeah.
I'm gonna just go ahead and fight you to the tooth
All
and
right, let's
nail.
go.
When you go to Facebook, you go to Facebook for several things. You go to check out what's going on with your friends and family, check out your high school mates, stalk an ex, stalk the person that's soon to be your ex, catch up on old friends, argue about politics. You do a lot. When you go to YouTube, you go to watch a video. They only do one thing. They do video, right? It's the difference between going to the mall or going to Napa.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's the auto parts store. I don't know if they have Napa in Toronto. I mean,
sorry. They do.
Okay, so great. You go to Napa because you go to Napa because I need something for my car. Right. They might have it at the mall, but Napa is Napa. So I believe in making the best opportunity for people. I also believe, especially for us long form content creators, aka streamers, people watch on TV. My people tell me all the time, watching you on the 55. And I'm like, you and your little TV. I'm joking. And it's just one of those things. I honestly say that, yes, you might have a very targeted Facebook group, and then that's different. But for the most people starting out, YouTube is your answer. It just is a better consumer experience, background play, like, not disappearing when I go to a different app. Right. If you have iOS 15, you're on YouTube. When I open another app to answer that email or that phone call because I'm supposed to be working instead of watching Rob, the tiny little Rob in the corner still talking. So, yeah.
Again, I agree. YouTube is made for that, right? YouTube is made for video consumption, and people are searching. That's the other thing. People are searching. They're going to YouTube to search for specific videos. So, as long as you're doing your job correctly, with making sure that you can be found with titles and descriptions and all that stuff, then YouTube is a better place to house all of your content. Just like Doc said, Facebook, people are doing other things, and you're sort of trying to disrupt what it is they wanted to do, and so you're kind of battling with them, like, hey, don't go and start looking and talking to friends there. Go watch my video, watch my live stream. Doc, I was actually talking to some Twitch streamers that are looking at YouTube because they're doing a lot of things on Twitch. Twitch is cool, but their discoverability, I can't really say that word. It's a long one, a lot of syllables. It's really hard to be found, right? It's hard to be discovered on Twitch versus YouTube. So they're trying to figure out a way to get their live streams on Twitch, but then also get them over on YouTube for the searchability factor. So great thoughts. Let us know your answers too. This is a conversation, so we'd love your thoughts. YouTube versus Facebook for you guys. Doc, what do you say? Do you want to jump into some of the questions in the comments?
Oh, absolutely. I'm seeing some good ones in here.
All right, you pick. All right, actually, Carlos behind the scenes picking some for us. So here's one from Damien. I've been streaming for a few years. One of the tips I get is to try and keep a conversation, even if I'm all alone. Is that tip still good, or do I need to change it up?
Oh, no. Conversation is where it's at. It's like, well, okay, conversation by yourself in the store might be a little bit weird, but there's where it's at, right? It does work. When you are streaming alone, though, what you can do is you could have a conversation of what is it? Stream of conference, which is stream of conscience, conscience with yourself. Right. So you can be talking to the younger Damien. If I was starting all over, this is what I would say to myself. And you can do the roles like, okay, this is, me, current successful Damien, explaining about, whatever your subject matter is. And this is me, the younger Damien, with all of the excuses as to why I wasn't making it, blah, blah. Right, so you can kind of play with that. And then when the people will come in, they'll be like, what the hell am I watching? And then you can, conversate with them and say, oh, good. Okay. I'm glad you're here.
It's great. It's just like those, those real skits, right? You got you're playing two characters. No, it's really good.
Hey, Ash.
What's up, Ash? Ash, I think Doc is the king of live convo. You have it nailed down. I agree. super natural. I'm sure it comes naturally, but with a little bit of practice from
It's
time
a,
to
you know what, I'm calling it unfair advantage. I'm reading this book about unfair advantages right now, and I was a radio DJ for many years. I spent
time.
many hours in a box by myself talking to myself, but I was actually talking to about 200,000 people.
Mm,
Right. So you learn to conversate with the person that's not there, but they're there. So you take your 5 or 6 friends that you know are probably listening, and you just talk to them a lot. And then everybody else thinks you're talking to them.
that's right. That's
You
right.
know,
There
yeah.
you go.
So
Good
basically.
advice. Good advice. David Matney's asking, what's the one thing that you know now that you wish you would have known when you first started?
Bro, it was super funny. I said in the comments too, great question, Dave. Dave, honestly, this sounds crazy, but yes, create the channel faster and get consistent and niche down as soon as possible. Niche down as soon as possible. Stop trying to do all the drive-by videos of whatever I felt like doing and
Mm,
create for them.
yeah.
Miss D literally has a sticker on her computer that says, "What problem are you solving for them?"
Yeah.
So when you know your audience, that's the third piece would
Yeah.
be define your customer avatar as soon as possible. I know it's a fancy marketing word. Who cares? Find out who your audience is as soon as possible and how are you helping them.
Yep. Yep. 100%. Yeah. I would have done that sooner too. Like when I first started, is I was all over the place. I was trying to figure things out. I didn't really know. I was watching a bunch of experts and things, but I didn't really have a community that I could kind of ask and could kind of mentor me a bit. But I was just like, let's try vlogging, let's try tutorials, let's do interviews, all sorts of things. And eventually, it was like you get more niche and niche. The thing is, like, Doc, you probably come across this. People are afraid to go niche because they're like, well, if I go specific, then my audience pool will be smaller.
Yeah.
Where in fact, again, we go back to how big the world is online, and like for even super specific topics, there's like massive audiences. And if you are, let's say, a big fish in a small pond, let's say, in like a specific niche, it's a smaller niche, it's okay, because then they're like really looking for somebody specific, right? So yeah, don't be afraid to do that. It is a
It's
little
funny because
scary.
your vibe will, Alicio says this, your vibe will attract
Your
your tribe, right?
tribe.
You will
Yeah,
start to
yeah,
connect with your people. But
yeah.
just imagine like even in your house, you have niche certain things that you love more than other. You
Hmm.
probably sit in the same spot in the living room on a daily basis. You have picked, we are nicheable people.
Hmm.
No one wants
Hmm.
to hear that because they want to think that their customer is everybody. But if your customer is everybody, your customer is nobody. So you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
have to like nail down because your community will build by you having that niche. But
Hmm.
your community is hard to build when you're trying to talk to everyone. It just
Hmm.
is what it is. And like even now, whether you might like games, all type of games, but I know that you and the young one are on that switch on a regular
Yep, yep,
basis.
that's right.
So you have picked a niche, whether you like it or not, whether it was
Hmm.
you or whether it was little I, one of y'all picked it,
Yeah.
and then now you're a switch man.
Yeah, yeah.
Game
That's
recognized
true.
game.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah. See, it's all good. Okay. How often should I live stream? All right. Doc, every day
Yeah, I got a funny
after
one.
every meal. No, I'm just kidding.
Somebody once famously said to me, like, bro, like I've been doing this longer than you, but how come you're so good? And I famously say I stream 6 days a week.
Hmm.
So like it depends. Like if you're there's no answer to that question. It's really up to you. If you have the time to do it and your audience would tolerate seeing your face on a regular basis all day, go for it. And I think that was never a thought to me. Again, I come from radio and my audience was used to listening to me 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And I have a completely different audience now, but I know how to keep my people well, connected that long. Now,
Yeah.
here, I'm back up to something you said, Rob, and I just
Yeah.
want to fix this for people. People are like, well, how do you have this, random ability to talk about anything and just, talk about it for an hour? I'm well read. Like, I'm sorry, bro. You got to expand your knowledge to things
That's
that
right.
don't pertain to you.
Hmm.
And again, that's part of wanting to serve your audience or wanting to serve your people. you're going to want to learn as much as possible. So I am genuinely curious of what's happening in Vancouver. It's not just trying to make Rob feel good. I am legit curious, right? I am legit curious about what it's like to be on a boat in the little bay, in Rob's area, or like, about his Timmys or whatever him and the young one are into. So by that level of legit curiosity, I learn a bunch of things about a bunch of things that may not pertain to me directly, but it does make it easier to have a broad scope conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it comes down to picking your like picking your lane, picking your niche. If you do it well, then definitely one of the factors to picking your niche is it has to be something you're interested in, something that you're like keeping on top of. For us, for me, it's like YouTube, what's happening with YouTube, what's happening with the creators, what's happening with the platform. Like I can talk about that all day. Whatever it is that you're picking, you should be picking something you're passionate about, that you enjoy, that you could talk about, for hours at a time. Yeah. So, all right, Carlos, let's go on to that next one. You just popped it on there. There we go. Perfect. Worthy Retail You, Doc, how long does it take you from concept to record to publish? Some suggest record, edit same day. What do you say, Doc?
As a guy who's a Manchester City fan and just made my Manchester United cry this weekend, I'm not answering you, Steve. Go away. No, um, uh, you know, I tend to record and edit the same day because my vibe works that way.
Hmm.
And then as far as posting, I like to post it the day before to let YouTube do this calculating stuff that they do. Now
Hmm.
it's a little different. So they're doing a lot more processing. So I tend to give them room to work. And then after they are done, then I'll go and finish everything out. Now, the reason why I like to record and edit the same day as well is I've already done my research with the company Rob's very familiar with. And so in the search of looking at all of that stuff, it's all fresh in my head. So I feel like my B-rolls and everything are more pop because I have remember seeing things in other keyword research that I can use to just
Yes.
hone that video in. So me personally, I like to record and edit the same day. But honestly, sometimes I send my recorded video to Mr. Camera Junkie and he edits it. Then I just trust that he's not going to mess it up. But he's bald, bearded too, so I trust him.
It's a secret to your success. Perfect. Great answer. Great answer. All right. Next question here. Victims of medium, professional airbrush souvenir t-shirt painter. Well, there you go. Talk about niche. What problems am I solving? How can I validate if enough people are interested to create a course? I'm just trying to figure out how to work online.
If you don't know what problem you're solving, I can't answer that for you, because that's you have to figure that out. Now, I do believe I could help you. I know that there's a lot of problems that you'll be solving for me. I actually bought an airbrush and I have it. I got all the stuff for it because I was really intrigued by it, and it was rubbish. I was so horrible. I was super mad, and I bought the good stuff too, like a pashish. I don't even know how to say it, and like yeah, so after about a day of it, I threw all of that crap in the corner and it's still in the room right there. Me angry because I couldn't get it to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So trust you me, because you are a professional airbrusher, you know how hard getting airbrushing is right. Feathering, like adjustments, all the above, what needles to put inside, how to mix ratio. There's so much info. And if you're solving airbrush people like how to get up in the game quickly, dope. Then you could even say, guys, yes, I'm focused on painting and painting for shirts, but even if you're a makeup artist or a cake artist and you use an airbrush, these basic airbrush tips will help you down the pipe. So I'm sure you can find out. And the way you do that, scope other channels that talk about what you talk about and creep their comments. Like
Hmm.
as a YouTube video coach, I'll watch this stream later and creep all of these questions and make all of the videos about all of these questions about like how am I able to increase my audience if I grow a beard like that? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Ash is here. So Ash actually has a really good way to answer this. Go to there's sites out there like Answer the Public, right? And you can just search whatever term, whatever question, whatever airbrush related questions, and you can just answer them. I know Ash. So Ash is here. Ash Borland. He created a bunch of answers around podcasting, and so he made a bunch of shorts. I think multiple shorts per day. And so that when you create content, then you in the content encourage people to ask more questions. It's like really simple. It's just, again, a conversation like, hey, here's how to, here's the equipment that you need. If you guys have any other questions that I might have missed, let me know in the comments, and then take those and make more videos out of it. That's really the best way. It just kind of feeds itself, right? And you just understand your audience this way. In terms of validating, creating a course, any thoughts on that, Doc? Enough people are interested to create a course.
And so here's okay, I'm weirdo. I have a problem with words like enough people. What is enough people?
Yeah,
A
what is
thousand
enough?
people is enough people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Carrie, whatever his face is, 1,000 True Fans,
Yep.
has explained this to us. So if all you really need is 1,000 people, that's it. Now, what you get after that is gravy. That's going to be on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that one is hard because you also have to ask yourself what is enough. Right now, my community is 91 people deep on my membership, but about 700 people deep in my community.
Ooh,
And I'm loving it. Like, would I
great.
like more? Yeah. Do I need more? Not really. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's great. Exactly. Like, what is enough? Like, there's some courses out there that sell for like $2,000. Obviously, your first course won't be $2,000, but in that case, you only need a few people, right, to take the course. Now, you can always launch a course, pre-sell a course. This is my my previous days in the online course world. You can always pre-sell a course, which I suggest, and I think also Owen suggests as well, is pre-sell a course, and in your mind have a number of registrations. And if you don't hit it, then you don't do the course, right? And you teach it live. We're talking about live streaming. Teach your first course live, so you're not investing a bunch of time recording and editing a bunch of course content that maybe won't even sell. So but that'll take us into a whole rabbit hole. We just don't want. let's talk about another stream. All right, next question from Tahir. As a 6-day-a-week live streamer, how do you go approach content repurposing? Awesome question. Also, this is my 100th day in a row going live. Congratulations. That's awesome.
I appreciate that. First of all, let's focus on something right quick. This is a fight with people. All of us guys be like, oh, you need to repurpose content. You need to repurpose content. You are growing a channel. You're building a channel. Build it first. Focus on one thing first. Build that channel. Period. The repurposing is dope. And it's really great on your badge. If we were Cub Scouts, you get like a little repurposing badge, and that's legit. But build your channel first. Like, you guys need the Dave Brosford. Focus on one thing, 1% better. Dave Brosford, James Clear for the millennials who just stepped right over Dave, like, James made it up. Yeah. James even said that he got it from Dave Brosford, but everybody puts it on James Clear. Do your focus on that first. Yeah. So I've actually pulled back off of repurposing because I am focusing on channel.
Yeah, repurposing is a word that gets tossed around a lot. It can be done a number of million different ways, depending, combinations of channels and everything. My general advice is, like, really pick a platform that is your primary content house, like whether it's YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn. That's where everything you want to send everything else to that one platform. For me, I think for Doc as well, it's YouTube. And so, I want to give a shout out to Miss D. Miss D does repurposing really, really well. Like, she'll take,
she bodies it.
Yeah, like, she is everywhere. I go on Instagram, she's there. First story is usually her. Like, I go to LinkedIn, it's her, repurposing a live stream. So if you want to study somebody, study Miss D on repurposing.
But you know what? You know how she got to do that? And I'll tell her business in the street real quick, because she'll tell you too. When she was doing it by herself, it's a lot. So she got a team. And so she got a team to handle her repurposing, and that will change the game. So if you're really ready to put in the investment for a team, fine. If not, I'm going to say focus on your channel first. Like, get yourself up into the 10, 15, 20,000 subs and a product that is selling and working, keeping you profitable. Once you're profitable, repurpose your butt off to increase said profits. If you are spending money right now, repurpose yourself in the chair and create more content, get consistent, grow your channel. That's what you do. Repurpose your butt cheeks to the chair.
Yeah, I would even add, like, I mean, you can do what you like, but my suggestion is, like, if you start making money on the AdSense on the YouTube partnership program, start making a couple $100. There's services out there that will do, all of your repurposing for you for a small monthly fee. So,
True story.
take what you're making and start reinvesting into your business, into your channel. It's going to pay off dividends for sure. All right, next question. Okay, I stream 2 days a week to brain injury survivors, stroke survivors, and caregivers, interviewing guests. Any tips on recording videos, and should I instead record instead of going live? So,
I
recording
I, I
versus
love this
live
question.
streaming.
I love this question. My
Good
answer is
question.
both. And not so secret fact, people in my group know, but maybe you don't know because we haven't talked in a while. I'm a stroke survivor.
Mm,
So I want to, when I was going through it, I wanted questions live. But nobody was there. Nobody
yeah,
was doing it. So when I was going through it, this didn't really happen, right? Because it was 2008. YouTube was yet a wee lad. So it wasn't happening. They didn't even do live yet. I would have loved to have somebody, I was freaking out. Like, what's going to happen? Is my other half of my body going to start working again? Like,
mhm,
is it going to come back? Like, am I going to live? Like, I had all kind of questions, right?
man,
And I know what the doctor was telling me. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear from normal folks like me who was going through the show.
yeah,
So live streams are perfect for that,
mhm,
right? And however, recorded content too, because the other thing, and Aubrey's in the chat, my girl Simply Aub's down there, she had a traumatic brain injury from an accident as well. And for her, like just seeing her get up every day and be positive and whatever. Aubrey's my spirit animal. We joke about this on a daily basis because I don't allow anyone in my crew to have any excuses as to why they couldn't do stuff because she's doing it,
yeah. It's good.
and you can interview me anytime, any day. I'm down about it.
That's good. There you go. Let's talk stroke. You got it. You got the confirmation there. Doc's going to do that interview. Awesome. Great. Dave Matney, what challenge as a content creator are you currently dealing with or working on your channel right now?
Um, that's a fantastic question. For me, the challenge is growing my team as a control freak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and we were just talking about like everybody and their mama needed Carlos.
I
Like,
know.
I need like a couple Carloses.
Yeah.
And it's just getting better. Like Mr. Camera Junkie is working with me now, helping me do some stuff. But yeah, I'm at the point where I need to grow my team because I am starting to be a one of these people that speak at conferences and stuff and
Yeah.
stand
There you
around
go.
real cool. And I gotta say, it was dope. Like it's such an honor. I got to stand in the same room with OV himself and
Nice.
flesh to flesh, talk to
Nice.
the brother and
Mm-hmm.
and then just having him be like, you guys made it, like this is it, let's go, double down, get your butt to work. I'm all about it. Like if Owen
Yeah.
says jump, I'm like, how high? Because he's on
Yeah. That's
point
it.
and he's such a great guy, and all he cares about is that we all succeed,
That's
right?
right.
and
Right.
and then so with that, I realize now for me it's definitely about starting to build my team and how can I provide more value to my folks. That's all I'm about right
That's
now.
it. That's it. Yeah, you took the answer out of my mouth, man. Next thing for me, the challenge is editing and all the things like thumbnails. Yeah, so everybody needs a Carlos, So
You have two editors
yeah,
in your house.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just
I
gotta teach
know.
them. I mean, like, look, if you guys want to get dinner tonight, you better edit this
Yeah,
video.
yeah. You better at least the first pass before we eat dinner tonight. Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's good. Okay, next question: is posting one video every 2 weeks enough to keep my channel growing? I always say
Yes,
one video a week.
yes.
That's a very general answer. That's sort of
No, but
my
see, here's the answer. The answer is yes, but you don't realize what you're making trouble for yourself. So yes,
yeah.
you can, but that means okay. Let me fix this. I can post one video a week on a scale of 1 to 100. That's a 20, and that's
Mhm,
fine. But if I'm
mhm.
posting it every 2 weeks, I got to make a video that's like a 60.
Yeah.
If you're like, James Denny, who posts one video a month, yo, that
Mhm.
joint got to be 150
Yeah.
because you're giving the extra time, right? So if you remember college or high school, even the curse for, hey, teach, can I get an extension on my paper? Oh, absolutely. But you're going to get graded way harder. And they're going to say, hey, I gave you an extra week,
I
ding
give you
dong.
extra
How did
time.
you still not do it correctly?
That's right.
So
That's right.
be careful of that. I think one thing that we can say, if you're comparing yourself to heavily polished videos, back off of that a little bit and just get them out,
Yep.
because TikTok and Reels is starting to adjust the audience to lesser production value, right? And yeah, I'm just thinking, I got to see what your channel's about, Renegade Garage. But if I remember correctly, you were doing some restoration type stuff, and I might be wrong.
I get that. I want to say one video a week. Because it's actually, I mean, yes, for all the algorithms, YouTube loves new content, all that stuff. But it's for you as well as a content creator. It's just like
It's
more
helping you
reps.
flex your muscle, yeah, like
Exactly, more
bodybuilding
reps.
or football or golf or whatever. 100%.
Yeah. Anytime, more reps. But if you're, I mean, let's just say you're like an automotive channel, and it's very involved, and you need like somebody to do the camera work, and then it's a little harder than like versus me and Doc's content, which is like just turn on the camera and go. We can
So
do that
cheap.
every day.
Do one and one. Do
Yep.
one recorded, produced, like everything, and
Yep.
do the other one where you're just going to sit down and be like, okay, gang, document, not create, right?
That's right. That's right.
And Luis, if you make any jokes about me saying, okay, gang, I'm going to hit you. If you say, hey, today I just started working with this new parts cleaner. This parts cleaner is really, really good. And what I like about it, and it sounds funny coming from a garage person, it doesn't wreck your hands, because certain, solvents, when you're done, your hands are itchy for like 3 hours. This stuff is
Yep.
pretty legit. I don't know how they made it. It's made out of oranges or something, but it's not as messed up. And
Yep.
that's like a 2-minute video just talking about, I got this new tool, or I got this new cleaner, or something that makes garage people's lives better. And that you don't have to overproduce, that you can just talk from the heart. And then now you got a video every week.
Every week, or go get some good gear, some tripods and things like that.
Yeah.
That'll solve that problem.
Yeah.
All right,
Use your
Carlos.
kids for tripods.
There, that's right. That's right. I have a busy schedule. Is it better to go live whenever I can, or should I try to go live at the same time? Good question. Good question. Thanks,
This
Carlos.
is amazing. Oh yeah, welding and fabrication. That's what it was. I remember seeing this channel before. Sorry, Renegade Garage.
Thanks.
So the thing that's funny about that, I call a drive-by streamer and a drive-by YouTube poster. And then this really incredible lady by the name of Stephanie Lou says, man, your content is great. I'm gonna punch you in the face if you don't show up at one day a week so I can find you. I am sick of hunting for you. Be where I need you to be when I need you to be there.
That's right.
And I took that verbatim. I switched from just popping up when I felt like it, and I pop up when my audience. So my audience knows, hell or high water, I'm showing up for them. I don't miss any days for them, nothing. Like even when I'm on the road, I'm doing it like from a crusty spot, no equipment, no comfy studio, because you got to show up for them. So it will be much better for you if you pick a day and stick to it, even if that meant taking an hour stream and bringing it down to 15 minutes, but on point. Just know, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Doc, you must, I mean, this question, so your answer is like, it's basically like, right now we can watch whatever we want. We got Netflix, we got all that stuff. But like back in the day, you had to like tune in at a certain time for shows on TV, on cable. And that's basically what it is, right? Like they're expecting you to show up, their favorite show,
It
must
doesn't
see.
work. Live shows on Netflix don't work.
No,
that's recorded stuff, right?
That's recorded,
right? Could you? I mean, even like, okay, Saturday, because of my crew, right, and having to be there for them, I did not watch a Manchester derby, and of course I rub it into them. I'm like, guys, I should be watching Manchester United, Man City right now, but I'm here helping you with your channel, so you better do what you're supposed to do. But I watch it on replay, and it's just not the same. Like I could not cry with my friends. I had to cry by myself. So yeah, it's weird, but yeah,
lonely. There's a follow-up question. Dave Matney, my analytics says my viewers watch in the evening right now. I schedule to post every Monday in the morning. Should I change my schedule time to adapt to my audience? This is a very polarizing question behind the scenes. I know everybody's like, go when your audience is there. There's also another sort of group of creators that's like, well, my audience can be trained. So
yeah, okay. So here's a funny thing. This happened yesterday for me. I live in Hawaii.
Yeah.
My time don't change because we don't think we're above the earth. We
My
leave
time
time
just
to
changed.
we
Yeah.
leave time the heck alone. To Rob's latter point, I won't say I trained my audience. I asked them, and they said, "You know what? We will move for you because your time doesn't change. Why monkey up your schedule for us? We will adjust." And I was like, thank God they said that, because I was actually going to adjust, but they said they would adjust. So I just asked. It's the hardest thing ever to just ask. So just do that. No, it's not hard. It's actually easy. Just ask them.
Just ask them.
I agree. Your audience can be trained, but yeah, you might not be able to move because of your schedule. Your schedule's busy, right? So you got to tell them, like, gang, this is hard for me, and I would love to switch it for you, but I got to stand pat. Are you guys okay with the move? If not, I'll back you up some info a different time. I'll throw some extra recorded videos to make up for those of you who will miss the streams. I mean, it's really
Yeah. Yeah. So, either way, play around with it. The worst thing you can do is do nothing, though. Like, you just say, like, oh, it's Monday morning. That's when it says on my analytics. Well, I can't do Monday morning, so I won't live stream unless I can do Monday morning. And they're like, you're not doing anything at all. So
I'm laughing at Luis because he totally did a stream in our hotel bathroom in our room. And it was super funny. I'm like, why are you in the bathroom, Luis? He goes, oh, I'm going live. And I'm like, okay.
It's got to make it work, The show must go on. All right. Okay, we're gonna pull up some more. Oh, here we go. Carlos on it. How long should I go live for? 30 minutes, an hour, more? Man, I remember going live with you, Miss D, a bunch of oh man, for like 4 hours, 5 hours. Man, yeah,
We're the 5 hour energy
I was
crew.
like, I'm like, I gotta say, I gotta go. It's like 2 a.m, but like, I can't find a quiet moment. Like, it's just like nonstop. So,
Because we be
how long do you?
hustling. So here's the answer, and I'm gonna steal the Shawn Cannell answer, but this come from a different Shawn. Your streams and your videos, your streams and your videos, your streams and your videos need to be as long as they need to be.
Yes.
And I know nobody likes that answer, but that is the answer. How long should a courtship be? As long as it needs to be, until your wifey says, okay, Rob, yes, I'll marry you.
We're good. We're good.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, and it's the same answer, because that person in your audience, you're trying to give them value. So if you can give them value in 15 minutes and they leave full, whole, and feeling accomplished of themselves, you can do 15-minute streams, right? But in order to give value, if it requires you to go an hour and a half, 2 hours, or even 5, then go 5. And the reason why those streams lasted us 5 hours, we were answering every single question that came up. Now, when you're doing a sponsor stream, the sponsor people, they might have different things, because all marketing people think streams are supposed to be an hour. I have no idea who taught that, but every marketing person in the planet believes that, and so they tend to be an hour. But I think that's just left over from their, school or training or, previous. But honestly, the answer is whatever it needs to be. And I think that's why YouTube and stuff will eventually overdo television, because television is still blocked off in these really structured times.
That's right. Yeah, nailed it. Okay, Renegades Garage. I have 446 subs. Would going live help my channel? I've never done a live stream before. Wow. Yes.
It depends on what you're talking about. Like, if you're showing me live how to do some welds that are really, really hard to stick, right? Like saying I have a counteractive metal that doesn't do well, but you have some mad skill that will allow 2 things that normally wouldn't stick well to stick well. I'd probably watch that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get the stuff from you, and then I'm going to go try it. And then you're going to say, okay, we're going to come back next week and we're going to compare what you guys did. Send me pictures on IG or my email or whatever to show me how your welds look, and I'll grade your welds. And then you'll be like, nah, fam, you need to start all over. Miller would be super upset at you for like wearing that t-shirt and putting this out. Let me show you how to do it again. You're welding cold. You're doing it wrong. See what I mean by you got to know a bunch of stuff about stuff that don't mean nothing to you.
That's right.
I can't weld, but I know what he's doing. Right. So in that process, I mean, you can make it interesting, provided you're giving your folks some value.
Mm-hmm.
And it could even be like, how do I compare these? Well, here's a Harbor Freight, here's a real deal Miller. Like this one is half the price. Is it really that good? Let's do this live test instead of the pre-recorded test. Because a lot of people don't believe the pre-recorded test.
That's
So the
right.
live
That's right.
test is dope because they're seeing it, and then you're like hitting a sledgehammer to see if you can break the weld. Yeah, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Great answer. Great answer. It kind of dovetails into another question that I saw, Carlos, where it's like, should I leave my live stream public after I go live? So what Doc was just saying was like, let me do a comparison, this product versus this product. That could be that could be just a regular public video on your channel. Like people are probably looking for that comparison, right? So the main thing is like have intent when you are live streaming. There's lots of live streams of docs that I miss live, but I'll just play it behind the scenes when I'm working
My
and answering
favorite
emails.
comment, Rob, is,
Man,
"Oh, live streams don't have any replay value. This is live streams suck. I'm sorry.
because it's
I
like a
get so
podcast.
much replay value."
Yeah, because it's like a podcast. So it's just like, but again, it comes to the intent and like structuring it. Again, Owen does this, like he's such a genius with his run of show and having a plan so that the replay viewer is like really like top of mind when he's creating a lot of the run of shows. So, people can watch the
He's
replay and you
very
can just
good
leave it
at it.
on. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Carlos. Yeah, so there you go. That's that question. Somebody from Facebook celebrated their 1 year anniversary of doing my show, The Color of Motion, yesterday. Congratulations. My show is
Nice.
growing, constantly working to make it better. Finding it challenging since I haven't gotten to the point of getting a team to help. How do you keep yourself motivated and encouraged?
This is so bad. I love this question and I hate this question, but I love this question. When this is going to be super horrible. You're going to have to make this work for you. When the passion is so big, there is no motivation. Motivation is BS. I'm sorry. I don't believe in it. I don't need to be motivated,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, this is what I love. So I'm doing this for free. I'm doing this morning, noon, and night. When I'm not doing this, I'm thinking about doing this. Right? You ask that question to like Tom Brady or Steph Curry, or pick whoever your favorite person is, right? They don't have to. Tom don't got to get motivated to go play no ball. Like he should have quit 8 years ago. Dude, 40, 50 something. He's still out there throwing,
Yeah.
right? No, I think he's 42, but he's still out there throwing, because when you love it, that's the thing. So pick up a book on Ikigai and dive into it and learn how to do that Ikigai thing. I'm lucky I have Okinawan family members is built
That's
into
right.
that. But yeah.
Good answer. Good answer. All right, next one. All right, Carlos and Owen. All right. All right. I guess I'm Carlos here. First
I'll
of
be
all, this
Owen.
is my first time here on your live. Welcome, Aaron, the real Aaron Collins. Second, is going live going to help me get more followers as compared to doing uploads?
Followers is the new term for subscribers nowadays. And Aaron, it is a fantastic question, but let me just go ahead and take it off the table right now. Those vanity metrics are going to haunt you. So don't even start falling in love with it now. If you're just starting, ignore that vanity metrics. That number doesn't do anything for you, but give you a larger ego. And I can tell from your avatar, you got half of the formula down. You're bald and bearded. So you just need some glasses and then you'll be square.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, just ignore that.
I agree. Yeah. The whole subscriber thing, don't worry about that too much. That will, and depending on what you're trying to do anyway, like monetizing your channel, all that stuff, we can go deep into that, but subscriber count is not a major factor. Even brands,
the best way to monetize, start using Restream and to start telling people you use Restream and get in the affiliate program. Then they will send you money. Those people out here still trying to get an X number of people to watch and X number of hours to watch so they can get a YouTube ad rev. And you could be already hawking your favorite products to people because they're helpful. And
Yeah,
whenever you're helping people, you're winning every single time, regardless of what your content is. If you're helping people, you're winning.
that's right.
Simple.
There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Next question.
These are
Okay,
good.
should I keyword research my titles for my live streams? If so, should I do it for all the different platforms? Good one.
I'm gonna say yeah, and you got to use this. I don't know. Are you wearing a shirt today? No, you're
No,
wearing an
we
own
got
video shirt.
we're on repping Owen today. Yeah.
There's a
No, I
great
mean,
program to do it. Look up Rob name, you'll figure it out.
yeah, look it up, look it up. You'll figure it out. I would say of all the places, YouTube is probably the main one that you would probably want to make sure you're doing your keyword research on. All the other platforms, I don't know, Doc. What do you think? I mean, I don't think it's as vital to be because nobody's really searching specifically for
Yeah,
videos
see,
on other
YouTube is the
platforms.
search platform, and I think that messes people up. But
Hmm.
yes, YouTube is a search platform, so the search stuff does work. And on the other platforms, they're not really search platforms, so you don't really have to do that. So yeah, but I would definitely do the keyword research for YouTube. And I'm telling you, going getting to the part of doing keywords and stuff like that, search content is helping, but I'm also creating content that people find anyway because of what I'm talking about. So I guess a lot has to do with what you're talking about as well. Is
Yeah,
what you're talking about a searchable term? Because I got friends that are, doing channels for dentistry. Ain't nobody searching dentistry.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they still get found because they're getting people to funnel in from a different source.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't be too dry with your like. Don't make it literally what it is. You gotta read. The best thing I like, Doc, is just reading like blogs. Blogs have like they've nailed the titles. Online like publications and like newsletters and stuff like that. They've nailed titles really well. So study those. How you get like what makes you click on opening up like an email newsletter. Same idea. When it comes to your titles on YouTube.
I can guarantee if I go through most people's channels that are having struggles with clicks, I
Hmm.
can guarantee you thumbnail is not thought out properly
Hmm.
and there's no description. So
Yeah.
therefore the search engine can't find you.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
can almost guarantee it.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, we know all the things that we need to do. We just sometimes we skip on steps.
You guys
Uh,
give the list.
yeah.
So I just started following the list and try to not to
Yeah,
deviate from it.
exactly. Step by step. All right. Do I need to have a professional looking studio like Doc
No,
Rocks here,
no,
or
no.
show, or can I just start with what I have right now?
Yep. Start with what you have.
What you got? What you
So
got?
it's funny. We talked about it earlier. Maybe you came later, but in the past, okay. It also depends on what you're doing. If
Hmm.
you are a doctor, okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to look a certain way for me to just trust you and have to go with your
Yeah.
thing. But if you're just, if you're a renegade garage, I need you to show up, look like fingers been in grease and dirt and
That's right.
whatever forever. Like, I need you to look like him. If I went to a mechanic's place and he was super polished, manicured, and there's no parts around, I'm like, yo, this guy is faking it. I'm
Gotta
sorry,
look the
it is
part.
what it is. But I will also say that production value as far as your audience has come back a lot. Instagram Reels and TikTok and all those things started to blow that out of the water. Now, those are
Mm.
kind of entertainment value channels. So that's one thing. But also, equipment nowadays, dude,
Oh,
this right
so
here
good.
is boss hog, right? So okay, I know you probably somebody got an Android version, whatever, same thing. When you got a G21 or iPhone 13, that is as functional as any decent mirrorless or DSLR for this particular topic.
Man,
Even in
that phone is more expensive than my M50, man.
actually, yeah, actually, my
Yeah.
shoes are more expensive than M50. Throw that thing away. Um, I'm joking, people. Anybody with M50, don't get mad. I'm Team Sony. Sorry, it's just shade. No, but honestly, your iPhone or your Android nowadays can do extremely well. Something like an M50 can do extremely well, right? It's only like a $500 camera, so
That's right.
you can do fantastic content with almost any modern mobile phone nowadays. You're just going to require more light. That's all it is to it.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. And lights are cheap. Lights are cheap. I got like some soft boxes for like less than $100 on Amazon. and does the trick, does the work. Carlos, how do I keep my audience engaged, especially when I only have a few subscribers on my live stream? Engagement
Um,
tricks, engagement hacks, Doc. Throw them out.
well, first of all, your audience engagement has nothing to do with how many subscribers you have, right? You guys are engaged, and we all have different numbers of subscribers, right? So we're in
Mm-hmm.
3 different spots. So that's not it, right? You If you can go to a table at a restaurant with a couple of people and keep those people engaged, that's the exact same thing,
Yeah.
right? If you can get sat in the doctor's office waiting, or some place where you got to wait, where you probably conversate more, and you just start talking to people, or if you're the type of person to talk to people at the airport while you're waiting for your group number to be called, you're a good live streamer.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, give the people what they want, ask questions that allow them to put in input,
Mm-hmm.
respond to their input, keep them going. It's funny now because I have an accomplished stream, but gang, I started out with 3 people in
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
Rob Vols and my brother and Limwell. I had 3 people in my streams. It's not 3 people anymore,
No.
but my brother was one of them. So
Mm-hmm.
technically I had 2 people in my streams.
Yeah.
Every person out here started with 1 sub.
Mm-hmm.
Every channel in the planet. I'm sorry, mathematically, you can't get to 9 million subs without 1.
That's right.
So you started at 1. So yeah.
Like it. Like it. Yeah. Just answer questions. Like, honestly, that's probably the hackiest way to do it. Just answer people's questions. That's the best way.
Provide vitamins and painkillers. If you're
Provide.
providing vitamins and painkillers, and
That's
I don't
right.
mean come on, people. Let's not get serious. Legitimate vitamins, things that are helping people grow whatever their business is or whatever their purpose or whatever they're into. Even if it's a faith channel, if you're helping people grow in your faith, you're providing vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
Provide a
Mm-hmm.
painkiller. This person is having a struggle with this, and you have the answer to solve that. Then you're
Solve it.
providing a painkiller. That's it.
That's right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Friend from California. I'm a rather new Twitch streamer. I've been using my edited Twitch VODs for my YouTube videos. Great. Good play there. Is this a good idea? I'm a mature woman and lots of video effects is beyond my skill.
Okay, I have a podcast called Creator 50, and
Yes, you do.
I work with
Good.
creators of a certain vintage. Um,
I like the words there.
you
Good
know what?
choice of words.
I gotta say, I'm a tough coach, so I'm gonna be straight with you. I do not like to hear things about something is beyond a particular skill,
Mm-hmm.
because every single person in this chat, we could not walk until we were like a year and a half. Okay, some of the females started at like 8 months, but we couldn't walk or talk, and yet we do it all day, every day. Everything is
Mm-hmm.
hard until it is not,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The aforementioned Thomas Nathan Brady could not throw a football when he was 4, but he can throw the heck out of one. I can't stand him, by the way, but he can throw the heck out of one now. Everything is hard until it's no longer hard. So don't let that be your thing. Yes, editing your Twitch stuff is fine for YouTube. However, I will say, in my opinion alone, you make things for the platform because each platform behaves slightly different.
Yeah.
So I personally am not a fan of picking the same thing up and placing it very different spots.
Gotcha. There was a
Hi, Joe.
platform. There's a tool. I forget now. I'll try to look it up and add it into the comments hereafter. But there's a tool out there that can take your Twitch vods and repurpose it and create the YouTube Shorts video really quickly. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but I'll try and share that with you. Hopefully that might help. But yes, fantastic, Doc. We're like a minute from an hour on this stream. So let's
See?
wrap it up. Where can people find you, learn more from you, everything that you're doing? What's the best place to do that?
I'm Doc Rock at everywhere. To get to my channel is super easy, docrock.live. That just takes you directly to the channel. But yeah, and I love helping creators tell their story and, just get it out there.
Beautiful, beautiful. And again, my name is Rob Balasabas. You can just copy and paste my name on YouTube. You'll find my channel, and everything portals out from there. So big thank you to Carlos behind the scenes, Carlos
Yes.
Cepeda, and also Owen, my man. Man, we're praying for you, thinking about you. Thanks for sharing your week there on Instagram stories. Go over to Instagram, look up Owen, and send him some love in the DMs. Just encourage him there. And thanks again
Yeah,
for joining
I
us
felt
today.
bad after I posted my dinner. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that in case Owen sees it.
Yeah. I'm sure he can handle it. Oh, man. But yeah, awesome. Thank you for joining us today. Remember to go to epiclivevideo.com, and we'll see you in the next one.